Thank God as well for keeping this channel running and also giving us the grace to carry on. So I'm going to say a very big thank you again to all my subscribers so far, and to anybody that is watching this channel, and to all people that has been liking and sharing and commenting on my channel. God bless you all. And also to everybody that watch our videos, to all my returning subscribers, to all my new subscribers. So a very big thank you. I'm just trying to put my mic on. A very big thank you. May God bless you all. So I'm going to share a bit of story before I start my preaching. So I'm just going to give you something that we need to talk about. So I'm going to talk about just a bit of a warming up topic. So I'm going to talk about when to be silent. Message distracted. I wasn't online yesterday, but that didn't mean that I should not come today. So I said today I had a lot of rest since morning, and I'm now feeling good and better. So now I'm going to talk about when to be silent. So I'm going to talk about when to be silent, about how many? Number 1 to 20. So we just have to pay attention very well when I'm talking about this topic, when to be silent. Because sometimes silence is golden. Sometimes silence is good for our well-being, and sometimes silence can keep us out of problems as well. So I'm going to talk about when to be silent. Number 1, in the heat of hunger, you need to be silent, because sometimes when you see these people face-to-face arguments, this one will say this one will say that, this one will say this one will say that, and two, please can you put it on for me, please?
Sorry, did you want it?
Yeah.
Sorry. Habit of turning off. Apologies.
Thank you. So Mr. Always Right is turning off light every minute. So when to keep silence in the heat of hunger. Some people can be so hungry. Hunger is the worst thing, and anything you say out of hunger as well can cause a lot of damage to you or the person you are doing things you are angry about. So we got to control our tongue and calm down when we are angry. at people. Number 2, when to be silent is when you have all, or when you don't have all the facts. That is when to be silent. Because anything you say in these days can be used against you. You don't need to be under investigation, but sometimes you got to be careful when you are talking. When you are talking, you got to be careful and careful and careful so that you cannot say something that you don't have any facts about. So when to be silent again is number 3, when you have verified the story. When you have verified the story, it's important when you have verified the story, that's when to be silent. And also, when to be silent is if your words will offend a weaker person. Because sometimes what comes out of our mouth, we don't even plan it. Your mouth goes out before you. And it can cause so much damage. So we got to be careful before we speak out. Wash your mouth, wash your tongue, wash your action. And also, number 5, when to be silent is when it's time for you to listen. Some people, you are talking to them. They are talking on top of you. They goes on and on and on. They don't even let you to finish a point. They keep on talking. So that is why I'm saying give other people chance to talk. That is when to be silent so that you can also listen carefully and know what other people are talking about. So another one is number 6. When you are tempted to make light of holy things. So that's when you are tempted to do things very important. You need to be silent and let it happen. So number 7, when to be silent is when you are tempted to joke about sin. Because some people can do a lot of jokes. They call them pranks. They call them comedians. They take a mickey and do a lot of things out of thinking that they are joking, especially joking about sin. We got to be, you have to be in that position to keep your mouth shut as well. And if you would be ashamed of your word later, that is when you be silent. If you cannot trust what you're going to say, or you know that you're going to embarrass yourself, so you got to be very careful. Then you can learn in this way. You got to be silent until you actually know what you are talking about, what you're going to be talking, so that you cannot talk something to embarrass you and make you feel as if you are talking out of point. And also, if you would be ashamed of your word later on. So number 9 says, if your word would convey the wrong impression. So if you know what you're going to say, people will take it wrongly or have the wrong end of the stick about it. You got to be careful when you're saying something as well. And number 9, when to be silenced is if the issue is none of your business. So some people butt into other people's conversation and discussion. So in this aspect, you learn to be silent so that it might not be that you are involved in, you are poking nose into other people's business. Number 11 says is when you are tempted to tell an upright lie. So some people, you can know when they're telling lies. So if you know you are about to tell lies, you need to be silent. You don't need to say it because you'll be caught up with your lies. Your body language, your facial expression, when you tell lies, people will know. So, and number 12 is if your words will damage somebody else's reputation. So in that aspect, you have to learn to be silent, because any word that you say can also cause problem to other people. So you got to be careful what you say. And number 13 says, if your words will damage a friendship, that is when you should learn to be silent. You don't need to say something that will cause damage to people, your friends. Not only your friends, your neighbors, your family, your colleagues, everybody you know. So sorry about that. I got cramps on my leg. So number 14 is it says, when you are feeling critical, you have to learn how to be silent in that situation. Or if you cannot say it without screaming. Some people have a lot of strong voice, not that they're screaming, but some people have high tone in their voices, and some people talk very quick and loud. So if you know that you can be screaming, you need to be silent as well, because it can make people think that you are screaming on them or you are harsh on them. Also, you have to learn how to be silent if your words will be a poor reflection of your friends and family. So sometimes you can say something that could make a bad reputation or bad reflection, and your family might feel embarrassed as well. So you got to learn in that way. If it's not necessary, don't say it. Number 17, if you learn to be silent if you may have to eat your words later. So that is very strong. If you may have to eat your words, is a proverb. Later, you learn to be silent. And also, you learn to be silent if you have already said it more than one time. Because some people keep on repeating themselves about something that is not necessary. So you learn to be silent as well. So when you are tempted to flatter a wicked person, you learn to be silent. Also, you learn to be silent when you are supposed to be walking instead. So whosoever guards their mouth and tongues keep his souls from trouble. So this is my tips on when to remain silent in this world. That doesn't mean that you shouldn't speak out or you should not say something, but there's a lot of things that can save you out of problems if your mouth and your tongue doesn't go out before you. So I'm just trying to clean up my something is really. So that is how I'm going to get into another discussion place, and I will see how it goes. So we're going to talk about how hard work can give us prosperity. So in Proverbs 6 verse 9 to 11, which says, how long will you lie there, O sluggard? When will you rise from your sleep? Well, it's good to have a sleep as well, but it's good to also remember to do wakey something, so you can understand what I mean. Sorry, after. So it's good to have a lay in and relax and sleep, and also it's good to do something else. So when will you rise from your sleep? A little slumber, a little folding of hands to rest, and poverty will come upon you like a robber and want like an armed man. So sacrifice a little bit of your sleep. Poverty is manufactured in bed. Do you know that? Poverty is manufactured in bed. You can't sleep like you are competing with death and expect to make it in the world of the living. So another topic about diligence, being hardworking, is in Proverbs chapter 12, verse 24. Says, diligent hands will rule, but laziness ends in forced labor. Hello, Kabilo. Good evening from UK. Thank you for tuning in. God bless you. And so we're going to talk about being not hardworking. I'm not discriminating. I'm not talking about people. I'm not bringing anybody down. It's part of my topic today. And in Proverbs chapter 6, verse 9 to 11, it says, how long will you lie there, O sluggard? I have already read that one. When will you arise from your sleep? A little sleep, a little slumber is not that bad. So Proverbs chapter 20, verse 13 says, if you love sleep, you will end up in poverty. Keep your eyes open and there will be plenty to eat. How are you doing today, everybody? How is everybody doing? So today you have to relax. You are almost there. So keep relaxing and enjoy my Bible class. So you see, most times we seem to be so relaxed, yeah, in terms of seeking our daily bread. We should not forget that it is written, it is not right to give food to a lazy man, not only men, a lazy women, a lazy anybody. So we have to understand that laziness is the mother of poverty. Laziness is the mother of poverty. So when you are lazy, you deprive yourself from many blessings you are supposed to be enjoying. So the ability to channel your strength on things you are pursuing is trusting the Lord, for this is highway to unspeakable blessings on us. So do you prove? What kind of something is that? So, and also Proverbs chapter 12, verse 22 says, diligent hands will rule, but laziness ends in forced labor. So don't give out all your strength and energy on waiting, on wailing and weeping. So someone is getting on my nerves. So hard work brings profit as well. So don't give out all your strength and energy on wailing and weeping, worrying and thinking like David and his men initially did. Being focused and resilient will fortify you emotionally. And also in Proverbs chapter 14 verse 23 says, all hard work brings profit, but mere talk leads only to poverty. So arise, go out on daily basis, and God will meet you at the point of your need. Be conscious of the fact that it is wrong for you to be lazy. I see God is blessing you as you decide to take a step of faith in Jesus' mighty name. So, in Proverbs chapter 20, verse 17 says, stolen bread tastes sweet, but it turns to gravel in your mouth. So you could understand that it might taste sweet when you end up taking from people, but it will end up like gravel in your mouth. So see, no matter how threatening the circumstances you are facing presently is, don't look away from our God. Lord Jesus Christ is the author and the finisher of our faith, the rewarder of those who diligently seek him. 1 Corinthians chapter 15 verse 58 says, therefore, my beloved brothers, be steadfast. Thank you, Nafal. Thank you for watching. Thank you for tuning in. So in 1 Corinthians 15 verse 58 says, therefore, my beloved brothers, be steadfast, immovable, always abiding in the work of the Lord, knowing that the Lord, knowing that in the Lord your labor is not in vain. So if we trust in God, as we seek the presence of God, as we wake up in the morning, we hand over our program, our things we are doing to God. God will also give us support so that whatever we go out to do, it will not be in vain. God will support you. God will put more into your work. It will help you to achieve whatever you are looking for. Also, be patient, because the answers always come no matter how long it takes. Thank you, Malay Kile. Thank you very much for your comments. And we're going to continue again in the same topic as well. Let me just have a bit of drinky. Still continuing with the topic about do not sleep on your glory, make an appearance. So there's a lot of discussion about working hard and overworking and overdoing and taking risks to finish everything in one go. So we got to work hard, don't overwork, and don't also lay back and relax as well. So you got to take everything as it goes day by day. So you got to take everything as it goes day by day and let God also take care of the other. Do your best and leave the rest to God to do as well. So in Isaiah chapter 60 verse 1 says, arise, shine, for the light is come, and the glory of the Lord is risen upon thee. So arise means to be stirred up, to be awake, and be prepared for action. Meaning you rise and you cannot shine, or meaning until you rise, you cannot shine, because if you don't rise, you cannot shine. Arise then, you will shine. Do not sleep on your glory. Make an appearance. So don't just lie down there and think that God is going to come down and get you up and supply according to your needs. No, you got to go out there and work it out and let God also do his best as well, because when we are with God, God is also working behind the scene. God is helping us to know and understand that we have to trust in him as well. Also, in Isaiah 60, verse 4, which says, lift up thine eyes around about, and see all they gather themselves together. They come to thee. Thy son shall come from far, and thy daughter shall be nursed by the side. So until you make an appearance, you will not be seen. You cannot lift up your eyes to see after a while still seated. You will only see once lazy and seated, just as you are seated. But when you arise to make an appearance, you will be able to see very far. Your future, far above principalities, powers, because the glory of God thrives with you upright. So in Genesis chapter 13, verse 17 says, arise, walk the land in the length of it, and in breadth of it, for I will give it unto thee. So release, the blessing that is released will just come by you are sitting and wishing. So it will surface by you are taking forceful and regular actions. You need a positive change from your present situation. So topic today will be arise as well. Because if you arise, you're going to arise above all problems, above all principalities of darkness, above all the hindrances, above everything that is in your way. That is why, let me just see view.
Crossbow. Look, crossbow patience.
Oh, is that how it is? Okay, sorry. It's quite very strong something to use, so it's quite very strong. Sorry about the...
Look, watch it.
I've seen it.
But you
So...
you can get crossbows like that. You can get ones like this.
It's quite very dangerous something. So in 2 Peter, we have also more sure words of prophecy. Wherever unto ye do well that ye take heed, as unto a light that shineth in dark place, until the day dawn and the day star arise in your heart. So there is always sunshine bottled inside. Arise and shine, and make it shine, arise. So you got to always arise and shine, and let the glory of the Lord be with you. So we're going to think about another topic. Just going to conclude this one. You.
I'm making much noise at all.
So I'm going to end up this one with face hard things with faith and confidence. When you are having a problem in this world, we were talking about working hard. Sometimes by trying to work hard, you got so much hindrances, problems you're going to face for you to be able to work hard and make it happen. So we're going to work hard and also face so much challenges. So with faith and confidence, we got to use that as a weapon so that we can achieve whatever we have. So in Joshua chapter 19, okay, can you put on this light for me? Stack up, please.
Which light?
Just
This
a
one?
bit, yeah. Because it's getting dark
Yeah,
here.
it's too bloody hot.
Hobby is a light man. So I'm just putting the light on because it's like it's getting darker now. It's only 7:30, but sometimes we don't know. So what we're going to talk about is in Joshua chapter 1 verse 9 says, have I not commanded you, be strong and be courageous. Do not be afraid and do not be discouraged, for the Lord your God will be with you wherever you go. So some people takes being lazy as kind of, oh, it's hard, everything, economy, there is a, how will I, recession, there is cost of living is hard, blah, blah, blah. They are scared now. But you don't have to be scared. You're going to go there and make it happen. Be courageous and do not be afraid, because God is going to be with you wherever you go. And life can be full of challenges, sorrows, tough times, and tough decisions, but even in the midst of hardship, the Lord counsels us to be strong and very courageous. Understanding our text today can help you face hard things with faith and with confidence, so that don't think that the world is too. Thank you very much, Malikeli. Thank you for your comment. God bless you. So, with your faith and understanding, don't keep lying down, snoring, thinking that, oh, everything is hard, I'm not going to try it. There's a lot of way for you to make things happen so that you can carry on living in peace. Because when you don't have anything you want in this world, your mind is all in problem. You worry about yourself, and then it ends up having anxiety and emotional discomfort. So we got to always work hard and also trust that God will also finish the work he started on us. And also in Deuteronomy chapter 31 verse 6 says, be strong and be courageous. Do not be afraid or terrified of them. For the Lord your God goes with you. He will never leave you nor forsake you. So if you go forward with the Spirit of God and maybe spirit, yeah, you have to claim our inheritance. Then that every judge and that looks so large will become our bread. Approach your fears with victory in view. If you dare to open the wrap, then content becomes accessible. So don't be scared, because fear can also make us to be slowing and also make us not to achieve our aim and purpose in this life. Don't let the fear take over. Always stay at the fear in the face and say, with God all things are possible. And then you will see. In Numbers chapter 14 verse 8 says, if the Lord is pleased with us, he will lead us into that land, and a land flowing with milk and honey, and will give it to us. Also, Caleb trusted in God's faithfulness to keep his promise, never wavering or flickering. A man who trusts in God's faithfulness confidently will be greatly used by God. So you got to trust God. You got to understand that God's love is everlasting. God's care for us is everlasting. It's ongoing. He doesn't wait for us to come and give him something for him to love us or bribe him. He doesn't need anything from us, but he only needs us to trust and have faith. He only needs us to understand and also acknowledge him and worship him as God. So that is why God is always by our side. And so today I will have to share a lot of things. I still have a bit of time. And by the way, today is my day off. So I had so much time for me to do a lot of things. So it's going to be that day. I will spend more time tomorrow again. I'm on day off as well. So I will also have time to share more scriptures with you. And I'm just checking things around. So I'm going to come back again. I was going to talk about Lady Lydia in the Bible. So we have always know about that dressmaker that always was a Christian. Let me just go around and see my notes. So I'm going to see what was going on with Lady Lydia in the Bible. So something a bit. What does the Bible say about? Something was okay. So we're going to talk about just a brief story about, because why I'm coming out here, because a lot of things, people pop their message about why women should not be preaching and talking about God. So I'm just going to briefly explain to you what happened in the Bible. What does the Bible tell us about Lydia, the cloth maker? So this is a lady that was a preacher, a woman of God that was always converting other people to Christianity and talking about God. She got her own church. So what does the Bible talk about Lydia, the cloth maker? So in Act of Apostle, let me just go back and see. Lydia stand out as the luxurious purple cloth she learned to weave at a life as a child. So she was a dressmaker. She make a lot of things. In the Act of Apostle, Lydia stand out vividly as luxurious purple cloth she wore to earn a livelihood. She was the head of her household, gracious hostess to new Christian church, meeting in her home as well in this way. So in Acts 16, reference to her is brief. Her name appears to be generic, the same as region where she was born. Still, the fact that she is named all time makes her more prominent than the many unnamed women and men in the Bible. As well, we see her example empowers modern women and men to use their gifts, prosper, and confidently to serve God. So Lydia was serving God in those days. I think you could see how it was for her. It wasn't easy for her because there were a lot of things they say women cannot do in the church. So, as I said, Lydia was. Why does the act tell us about Lydia? Luke records that Lydia is from Tyre, a Roman province in Asia Minor. During the 1st century, um, Lydia was a popular person for purple clothes trade with clothes of dye and tie. So Lydia was making a lot of things like that, and Lydia was also converting soul for God as well. That is why Lydia was known to be important lady, woman in the Bible. So Lydia is cited as the first convert to Christianity in what we now know as Europe. She immediately acted as an evangelist, following Christ's instruction to go and make disciples of all men. In Matthew chapter 28, verse 19 to 20 says, she calls members of her household to join her on her faith journey, and also invites the new church to take residence in her home. So that is why I'm talking about what women can do. I think this eye is strong. Do you want to turn off the light now, please? It's too strong in my eyes. Sorry, let me see.
It's all right.
Well, yeah, it's okay now. I can manage.
Wait, that door open.
The fan is on. So I'm going to have another. See, I got another lights around. So the other one was too strong in my eyes. So I'm going to read. So she calls members of her household to join her in spreading the gospel of God. So you could see, when one person in the family is for God, everybody should also join as well. So that is why the dictionary explained that a patron of the church that was formed in Philippi, she did far more than serving coffee for her guests or provide cash to cover the expenses. So homeowners in Greek were in charge of all groups that met under their roof. So to understand how large Lydia's household may have been, so they also started to use that to preach gospel and win souls. So Lydia could also be a spiritual leader in her household. First century Jewish woman played a very important role in the synagogue and domestic life. However, Gentile women in Romans territories often had larger roles, and pagan also lead something as well. So Lydia wasn't only a cloth maker, but it was also woman of God. It was also leading other people to do things and to glorify God. It was a missionary as well. I think sorry, my microphone is a bit crackly. So why is it important that Lydia made purple cloth for a living? So that is another thing to talk about. Lydia's large, they call it OCUS, could rest secured in a solid financial standing as a producer of purple cloth worn by royalty and priests. So it's a very important topic. So this explains purple as a symbol of luxury and elegance. We see this clearly when description about God's blessing artists to make the tabernacle highlight purple and scarlet cloth. So he has filled them with the skill to do all the kinds of work as engravement designer. So that was how Lydia color of clothing was used in the tabernacle. Purple cloth, that is a symbol of holiness as well and royalty. So what can we learn from Lydia today about supporting missions? While in Acts 16 doesn't give a precise frame time for Lydia's action, She acted quickly and deceitfully. So she used her bountiful gift and faith in God without hesitation. Churches today can hit her example after committee meets. So Lydia did function as a chairman of committee. However, she enlisted her family, employees, and other associates in building a Christian church. Her example teaches us that we are not meant to be private agents acting alone, but rather part of the body of Christ with such member using his gifts. So Lydia's example also teaches us to support our churches by giving generously and spending the fortune we earn, choosing God's given talent. So, as I said, I was just going to give you a bit of illustration and about talking when we say women should not be allowed to talk, women should not do anything in the church, but it's not the same thing as God wanted us. So I'm now using this opportunity to thank God for his love, because I said yesterday wasn't that great. Everything went into chaos, but today you could see I am bouncing back again. I'm so happy God is there and protecting me. All I have to do is to keep drinking water. This is really, really hot here. So I'm using this opportunity again to say a very big thank you to God Almighty and our Father in heaven for giving us grace, for also providing for us, for being there for us, for protecting us in and out, for staying awake the whole night, taking care of us, for fighting our battles behind closed doors, for being there in and out, side by side, watching over us and giving us everlasting joy and grace to carry on, and also thinking ahead of the time before we even do something. He has already made that plans for us. And now I'm thanking my subscribers, anybody that is watching this program, anybody that is following this channel. May God continue to bless you and also restore and provide and continue to give you everlasting joy, peace, harmony, and the best thing in life is freedom. So we thank God for everything, and thank you for watching, everybody. Continue to subscribe to this channel, like and share, press the notification bell so that when we post something you can be alerted, and keep on watching, keep on subscribing, keep on liking, keep on sharing. God bless you. And thank you, everybody.